She-Hulk, the Cosmic Squish Principle. Now, this is an Epic Collection Volume 4, which takes place in 1990 to 1991, comprising of She-Hulk 13 to 30 and material from Marvel Superheroes number 5. Now, this is after John Byrne rage quit the book. And, of course, they kind of were lost for a while, and then John Byrne comes back to kind of wrap things up later. John Byrne completely ignores everything that happens in between his run and, of course, going on. And Steve Gerber starts this at the beginning of all this, with Brian Hitch doing most of the line art. Now, Brian Hitch is a fine artist to kind of replace Byrne. He does a decent job. His new stuff's way better than this, but it seems like kind of early stuff here. Now, Wheezy is She-Hulk's kind of sidekick here, and she's got a, she was a superhero back in the day. And now she's like kind of older, and of course she kind of got reborn somehow. And all these are kind of parodies at the beginning with the Steve Gerber stuff. We get this like Howard the Duck trapped in the baloney verse. So they go through these like alternate universes with Howard the Duck, and it's supposed to be funny, but like he kind of just misses the mark. You see secret warts. It kind of reads like some of the Not Brand X stuff, and Gerber stuff is okay through this. And of course the line art's all okay. You see now she gray hulks out in this other universe right here. But gosh, this is eminently forgettable and skippable material at the end of the day. It's just it's kind of sad to see how it steps down from Byrne, and they try to like kind of copy Byrne a little bit, and it just doesn't work out. And it doesn't they don't really do all the like fourth wall jokes. They don't go as far. They don't push her with her like cheesecake comedy quite as much. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's like, I mean, they really dial it back from what it was. This one's pretty funny. The dentist in the Iron Mask, and he's Doctor Doom, and he's Doctor Doom's cousin, who's the dentist. Doctor Doom is the joke here. And this one's okay. I mean, this was one of the better issues for Steve Gerber's run, I think. But still, it just like was not exciting, and it doesn't feel like She-Hulk really is progressing anywhere as a character or anything like that. This one's a complete DC Comics sort of parody here, where they have a She-Bat, and they have all these characters that she gets introduced. It's called Year Zero to make fun of Frank Miller's Year One, of course. And like I said, the art's fine. I like Brian Hitch's art all right. I wouldn't say there's anything terribly special that he did in this volume right here, as he hasn't really developed his own stylistic version of himself yet. This is early in terms of his work. And you see there's even a three-face instead of a two-face in this. So it's a little too on the nose, and it's just not all that funny when it tries to be. There's a final Steve Gerber deal, and he actually goes, and there's a fake kind of Superman in there too. And it's like a time-traveling time twister where Wheezy and her secret identity in the past, called the Return of the Blonde Phantom, they go back in time. They deal with this thing. There's going to be a nuclear bomb out of Las Vegas. They meet these characters called a bad guy called the Abominatrix instead of the Abomination, as a female version. And, it just doesn't work out. Now, Gerber didn't even dialogue this one. So he got a guy, Buzz Dixon, in here who did it. And the dialogue is just like, it feels like the kind of newer writers at the time who want to just like put every character in every panel like has just a ton of dialogue. So it slowed this down tremendously. After this ends, Brian Hitch stays on as penciler for the most part. I mean, there's a couple different artists that pop in. But they have just these different writers who just kind of show up. There's a short run from Simon Furman, and Simon Furman does a little bit better job than Steve Gerber did of like developing the character in a little bit. There's a tale about just like these dreams coming true into real life from these, monsters from kind of a monster dimension here. And some of the scans toward this point, you can see like it's a little less crisp. Like there's a couple issues where the scans really didn't work out quite as well, and like the lettering gets fuzzy, unfortunately, through here. And at the end of it, it ends with a 2-issue sort of filler run from Louise Simonson, which is actually the best of this book, with Tom Morgan on art. And this one, they go through like and there's these characters that just pop different characters all out of the Marvel universe. To kind of distract She-Hulk while they're trying to figure things out. And there's this evil wizard professor person she has to deal with over the course of this. So this one's filled with cameos. They put Spider-Man on the cover. I'm guessing sales are not going that well at this point. Wolverine shows up in it. Venom shows up in it because it's, of course, the 90s. And that's kind of how it goes. So this is eminently skippable material at the end of the day. It was a little tough to get through. And that says a lot because in the 90s, like they tried to make the pacing a lot faster than the Silver Age stuff, but this was a bit of a slog. And even though the Brian Hitch art is okay, and there's nothing really wrong with this, it's just like, please get back to John Byrne. And so I call this a 5 out of 10 overall. This is one of my least favorite epic collections I've read, and not that enjoyable. The Cosmic Squish Principle. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this, my friends. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.